Thank you guys for coming today. My name is Athena Michelados, and we're going to be going over diabetes self-management education. Excuse me. All right. All right, so today our goal is to reduce the incidence burden of diabetes mellitus and improve quality of life for all persons who have or are at risk for developing diabetes. Identify the target ranges for blood glucose monitoring and A1C test. Identify at least 3 15-gram low carbohydrate food options that are exchangeable. Apply diabetes self-monitoring skills by writing today's blood sugar levels and meals. So this is what we're going to try to do today, okay? One of the most chronic conditions is diabetes. On a global level, adults 18 and older, it has gone up from 4.7% in 1980 to 8.5% in 2014. That's a huge jump. And that's about 1 in 11 people will have diabetes. Learning about your condition and how to effectively self-manage diabetes will help you live a long and healthy life. That's what we want, right?
Right.
Okay. Anybody want to read?
Blood glucose and insulin. Glucose, also known as sugar, is used by the body for energy. Insulin is a hormone used by the body to guide glucose into cells that can be used for energy. Type 1 diabetes. Go ahead, Christo.
The body does not produce insulin and therefore cannot use glucose,
That's right. For energy.
Insulin therapy is needed.
Type 2. The body does not use insulin properly. Over time, the body cannot make enough insulin to keep blood glucose levels normal.
Right. So there's 2 different types. You guys are aware of that. Do you guys have any questions about that? Do you understand the difference?
I do understand it. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, you guys like my picture here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the diagram is good.
Insulin is key. We need insulin in order to get glucose into our cells. In type 1, there's no key available. Type 2, what do we have, Christos?
Sticky key.
Right. So here, insulin is depicted as the key trying to go into the cell. And in type 2, the key's not always working, so, that's a problem. Sticky key. Okay. Anybody want to read?
Blood glucose testing. Blood glucose monitoring. Go ahead, Christo. This test uses a blood glucose meter that can be used at home. Uses capillary blood from finger that is placed on a test strip. Levels can be read before or after meals.
A1C test measures the average blood glucose level or past 2 to 3 months.
Hemoglobin
is a part of the red cell that carries oxygen and glucose attaches to it.
This tells you the amount of glucose that sticks to the red blood cell, which shows how much glucose is in the blood.
Right. Okay, so these 3 sets of numbers we want to know. Okay, for the A1C, our target range, less than 7%. Before a meal, preprandial plasma glucose, between 80 and 130 milligrams per deciliter. After beginning a meal, postprandial plasma glucose, less than 180 milligrams per deciliter. We got it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Identifying low-carb food options. Carbohydrates and blood sugar. Carbohydrates are foods with starches, sugars, or fiber. The body breaks it down into glucose, which is usually used first by the body for energy. We also have protein and fats, but again, carbs is the preferred source. Carbs have the greatest effect on blood glucose, therefore. And now we're gonna get into carb counting. Carbohydrate counting involves counting the number of carbohydrates in grams in a meal. Meal planning is a tool that helps us keep track of the amount of carbs that we have per meal and per day. Okay, and here's our, healthy meal, our healthy plate. So 50% of the plate, we want non-starchy vegetables. 25% carbs, such as whole grains or starchy vegetables. And then 25% we want protein, such as grilled chicken, turkey, salmon, anything along those lines. On the side, you can add some fruits, apple, berries, pears, and you can also have dairy, low-fat milk, low-fat yogurt, which is also a source of protein, so that's good. Okay, who wants to read?
Carbohydrate counting. What is it? Meal planning tool used for type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Method for calculating grams of carbs, consumed carbs at meals and snacks.
Why do we do it? Helps keep your blood sugars under and in range. Helps maintain the right balance between glucose and insulin.
Perfect. Alright, so 1 carb serving is equal to 15 grams. Know that. Okay, so carbs should provide 45 to 65% of daily calories. About 150 to 250 grams of carbs per day are needed. Try to consistently eat the same amount of carbs at each meal. It'll keep your blood glucose range in check, okay? Okay, carb counting. Regardless of the source, 15 grams is 15 grams. And what does that really mean? That means that we can exchange different types of foods that are all equal to 15 grams of carbs. And that will give us the same amount of energy, regardless if it's an apple, a slice of bread, fat-free yogurt. They're all equal in terms of carbs. Okay, let's go over some examples. Serving sizes that are 15 grams each. Pasta, rice that's cooked, 1/3 cup. Pinto or kidney beans cooked, 1/2 cup. Popcorn, 3 cups. Potato chips, 3/4 of an ounce, or about 9 to 13. Sugar, 1 tablespoon. Jam or jelly, 1 tablespoon. Notice that for the sugar, you only need a small amount to equate to the other carbs that aren't as sweet. It doesn't really matter. I mean, don't look at size. Look at, over time you'll start to memorize certain foods, certain meals, and you'll notice that you'll be doing it automatically without thinking. Anybody have any questions? You understand?
Yes.
Good so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good.
Here's another, I don't know, I like pictures. I like to use pictures. I like this because it really explains, the concept.
So they all have the same amount of carbs.
And what's the number?
15.
Perfect.
15 grams.
Yeah. Here's some more pictures. You have a slice of whole wheat bread, dry cereal, pasta, rice, baked beans, corn, peas, baked potato, broccoli, carrots, salad, asparagus, banana, cantaloupe, apple, grapes. Do you guys normally eat these types of foods? Do you incorporate them in your meal?
I do.
That's good. Very good. And here's the rest of the table. You have dairy, even chocolate milk, plain yogurt, chicken, ground beef, an egg, salmon, olive oil, peanut butter, almonds, avocado. Okay, self-monitoring. Recording blood sugar levels, meals, and counting carbs. We're going to go over that. So we're going to go over the tracker tools. The first one is the recording sheet, the blood. Well, these are the old ones that I made. Let's go over the other one that I made. Hold on. Okay. This is something that I made. So I provided you guys each with a copy if you want to pull it out. I know you guys took your blood sugars this morning and this afternoon, and you also took your medications. So if you want to start just, getting used to getting in the habit of writing these things down. Because, it's important that we, track it over time because we can see how we're doing, see how certain foods and the carb levels that affect, how much we have. So why don't we take a few minutes and I'll let you guys take a look at this and practice filling it out. And if you have any questions about the carb levels, I provided this list for you guys here, so you can see which foods have which carbs. A lot of common foods on there. I also have this list here from the CDC. They have a lot of great sources on here, but I chose this one for you guys, the Nebraska medicine list, because it was printable, easy. Something that you could have on your phone. I know you guys like technology and use your cell phones a lot, so I picked that and I emailed it for you guys. But on the CDC website, there's more here that we can look at, which I think is also helpful if you guys want. Yeah. Does anybody want to go over an example? We can go over that. On Sunday, and then over here you can put any activity changes. Okay, so you guys will go over that, look at that, let me know what you think. We're gonna go over something else too that I want to show you. Okay, let's go back. Go back to the slide. Okay. And then I want to go over some apps. There's the Glucose Buddy app. It's top rated for diabetes management. It helps manage aspects of diabetes, including monitoring your blood sugar, your A1C when you go to the doctor, you can put that level in, the amount of insulin you're taking, your medications, foods, meals, carbs, they'll calculate it for you and tracking them over time, which is what we want. It's for type 1 and type 2, and you can start free and then upgrade to a premium if you guys are interested. And there's some other apps too. My Sugar app, Diabetes M, My Therapy app, One Drop Diabetes Management, Diabetic, Gluco, Diabetes 360. Has anyone heard of any of these?
The Diabetic.
You've heard of that one?
Yes.
Oh. You use this one?
No.
You've
But I've heard of it and I was going to try it.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a really great idea. Okay, these are just the references that I used for today. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
No, it's pretty clear. It tells us what we should eat, how often to check the sugar.
And, right, 15 grams of carbs is 15 grams of carbs. And we're gonna go watch a quick video just to go over the concepts again. This is by the American Diabetes Association.
To accurately estimate the carb content, it's important to get familiar with how these foods flow on your plates, in your bowls, or your glasses. To do this, it's important to have and use, yes, using them is the important part of you measuring cups and spoons and a food
true.
Plus,
Yeah.
avoid the temptation
Mhm.
to overeat. When you buy fresh produce or fruit, vegetables, starches like potatoes, corn, buy the smallest pieces, or buy a larger piece and plan on eating just half. Eating right-sized portions of restaurant foods is challenging. There's a whole chapter on this topic in Clean Diet and Carb Counting. Bottom line, the more you weigh and measure your foods on the home front and carefully read the carbohydrate count on the nutrition facts label, the more you'll train your eyes to precisely estimate servings and carbohydrate counts in restaurant food. Along with your eyes, remember you've got your hands. Put these handy hand guides into action. For starters, think about your thumb. From the tip of your finger to your second knuckle equals about 1 tablespoon. Think about 1 tablespoon of salad dressing. The palm of your hand is about 3 ounces. Think about 3 ounces of cooked meat, such as a hamburger or a chicken breast. A tight fist equals about 1/2 cup. Think about 1 serving of canned applesauce. To gather more skills and strategies for restaurant eating, from fast food to sit-down restaurants, check out another one of my ABA books, Guide to Healthy Restaurant Eating. Both books, The Clean Diet and Carb Counting and Guide to Healthy Restaurant Eating, will give you the assistance you need to control your weight and diabetes to stay healthy over the years. Thanks for watching, and please
I think she did a good job explaining the
Mhm.
portions on the plate. I wanted to show
Sure.
it to you guys. Alright, so if you could take out the post test, you could flip it over. And why don't you guys work on those questions for a few minutes and we could go over them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.